Hi, YouTube. I thought I'd get on here and talk a little more about depression and overcoming depression and narcissists that are in our lives, directly sent by Satan to keep us down, to keep us depressed, and some tips on what I've done to pull myself out of that um, humdrum attitude, because they would love nothing more than to keep you under their thumb. They don't care if you're in your room crying or in the bathroom, wherever you go, or whatever. They would love nothing more, um, for you to even drive off in your car all crazy, depressed, and get in an accident. They could care less. So keeping ourselves happy enough every day and not letting that mindset of um, uh, the crabbiness of it enter our lives. Definitely smile every day, at least once a day. You have to. It does increase the happy endorphins. Um, don't let these people win with that type of thing. Excuse me one moment. They come in every size and skin color and male, female, child. Satan will use anybody against you. He doesn't care. Um, it could be as little or as big as somebody just saying something to you in a store or in passing, or writing something on your Facebook, or whatever. Satan is using them as a tool. They may be having a bad day and it may inflict on you. And he uses that against people. So if like 5 people a day attack you in that manner, we know we're not fighting against flesh. But we also know that if these people are adults, they have to take responsibility for the things that they are doing. And that's what spurred me to come back on here and say that this is totally the type of thing that I'm out here to expose. Um, and it will be totally exposed. I believe it won't be too long from now that people that act like that won't get away with it at all with the people they're doing it towards, because there'll be more people standing up for what is right on this planet and saying, no, I'm not going to say that to him or her because Satan would be using me. Now, if you thoroughly don't like somebody and you have to tell them, um, look, I don't like how you're acting or what you're doing, that is a little bit different. That's not intentionally trying to go out and hurt somebody. As a matter of fact, that's telling somebody, look, you're being used by Satan, and I'm trying to help you stop doing that to you or anybody else. That's different. Um, why is it different? Because being used by Satan is obvious to an adult. But a child doesn't know any better. If a child does or says something cruddy to you through the day, and they're young and they really don't know any better, they get that odd feeling of guilt. They get that feeling that they should do better next time. And unless they're being guided by Satan into their adulthood, they grow out of that normally, typically. Now, if somebody starts doing like drugs and alcohol in between being an adult and a child, I've heard it said, and when I was being trained as a counselor for the treatment center, it is believed, and I believe this, that say if you start drinking when you're 15 years old, your maturity level is that of a 15-year-old. You would struggle to have the empathy and the thoughts of an adult. So, then if these people have children, their children will definitely suffer because they're not being raised by an adult. They're being raised by a drunk child, in a sense, if you see what I mean. And that part I believe, because the maturity level, like just go into a bar, not a lounge, not a dinner club or some place where you'd go and have maybe like a steak and lobster or whatever your thing is, and a cocktail or something. Not some place like that. Go into a dive bar one time and sit there and listen to the maturity level, you know. I bartended a couple places. They weren't total dives, like one was an on off sale, and we sold like hamburgers and fries and whatnot too. They had a pretty nice game room and a pretty nice dining area. And then another place I lived above in, it was like a penthouse above the place. And my ex mother in law owned it. And it was called Duffy's. And it was a little bar, but it wasn't a dive. But it still was in a very small town. It was all woodwork, it was just beautiful cedar woodwork. Really nice place. But, you have your ones, you always have them ones, like say like a woman my age with makeup all like that and lipstick like that. I don't know if you guys ever remember that cartoon called Eek the Cat. There was this huge like blue or purple um girl cat that loved Eek, and he'd scream like if she grabbed him or hugged him, and she had red lipstick on like out to here. And and to me, people like that look like Eek the Cat to me. um but anyway, so like you got a woman my age with all that crud on her face and everything, and she's like slobbing up on the bar and you know and then you got these old guys, and they're like leaning there or almost falling over, and it's like disgusting. Being a bartender is not easy, and if you don't drink and you're a bartender, it's even worse. And that was me, um serving alcohol to drunks is disgusting. It really isn't easy. Some people were nice, I mean, but some weren't. Oh, that one in Montana too, Duffy's, that was the other one was in Minnesota here. But and it was a municipal, a city on and off sale. But the one in Montana, oh, they had like gambling. They had a roulette wheel, Keno, and darts and pool table, and it was pretty nice. And she served some food there too, like hamburgers and that type of thing. And I don't know, it was okay working there. It I don't know, it was okay. I just did it because she needed help, and then I'd run and get the liquor too from another town, and I'd get to drive her big old Cadillac back in the day. It was a '76. It was yellow with a white top. It's a beautiful car, and I was a teenager, so I loved it. But I didn't drink. In fact, I really didn't start drinking like, well, I mean, I drank when I was 5. They would give me whiskey, but as a adult, or and then I got drunk like when I was 15 once. that was a going away party for me, and I really hurt myself that day. I was doing gymnastics and did a round off, but I did it bad, and pulled all my stomach muscles and couldn't walk for 6 months, and I was in a brace. So that's what I got for getting drunk. I drank a lot too, but people were saying goodbye to me because I was moving out of the city out into the country. So yeah, but anyway, um, then I didn't start drinking again until I was about, oh, well, 17. I had some. I got really drunk once that year and then didn't drink again for many years. And then when I was like 20 and 21, I had a few times. But I would go like decades without drinking. So, but then like my 21st year and my 22nd year, I really enjoyed my alcohol. And I really, really enjoyed it. Um, and then I went through another spurt when I was about 34 where I used it to actually get in a worse attitude than I normally would have been. So I was drinking whiskey on purpose just to be like that, because I had to be. Self preservation, in a manner of speaking. But anyway, back to the depression thing, and what I do to kind of ward that off is I do keep happy even in the face of evil. If somebody's just being a rag bag, I'll just laugh or I'll make a joke out of it or whatever it takes to give me and keep me the upper hand, you know. I saw that Stephen James Jashan had a video out. I didn't watch it, but I saw the title was Song of Moses and the Ringing in Our Ears. The heavy chemicals that are in our food and our water and that type of thing will cause tendonitis, the ringing in our ears. That's chemically induced. And the electronics in this world and on this world is also a part of that. Now, there's a song in our heart that comes from God, and that's the Song of Moses. It's in our heart, it's in our soul, it's not in our ears. And I just thought I'd touch on that. I would have liked to have heard more of what he had to say about that, but he probably knew that it was bull crap anyway, so, unless he could prove me wrong. Show me where it says in the Bible what it physically is. Yeah, because you can't, because the Song of Moses was in his heart. It was the calling from God before he gave the 10 Commandments to the people in Sodom and Gomorrah, before God destroyed their cities because of the immorality that is like today. That's what that's all about. So, the song that's supposed to be naturally in our hearts. So, anyway, but that would have been an interesting video, I think, if he had left it up. I'm not sure I would have watched it, but maybe Robin would have showed a part of it or something, because I seldom do watch Steve's stuff. It's just, I never know if he's going to have that irritating little holler that he does when he's irritated. And I don't want to be pissed off, so I watch people that aren't going to rub me the wrong way like that. So I don't watch very many people anymore at all. I even used to watch Lionel Nation a lot, and I was over there, and I think I told you I would say hi to people, and nobody would even talk like human beings over there. So it's like, I shut that down. It's like, nah, I don't need it. I watched the titles of his video videos, and I'm friends with him on Facebook. If he puts a post out, and um, like he used to ask a lot of questions, and I asked him one back, and I said, "Now your turn." I don't like being asked questions and not having somebody answer my questions. I grew up hearing, "What are we playing? 21 questions." There used to be a game like Truth or Dare or whatever, but you could ask a person 21 questions, and then it was your turn. They could ask you, you know. Quite the game, huh? Ask me anything, I'll tell you. But when I talk to people and I tell them something, or something's matter of fact and I can prove it, and I say something, I don't really hear much from anybody anymore. Then it's like, "Oh, well, we can't get to her, so we're done bugging her, because God will always give me the words, always, and you end up looking like a fool. So I don't know why you do that to yourself, honestly. I really have a theory that people that use substances in their lives, when you're not in your right mind, there's a reason for that saying. Um, you are more susceptible to doing something wrong to yourself and other people in that mode of operation, your MO, and who you are. So I would suggest, if you use any kind of substance, you might want to lay off it until you're thinking right, you know, because I've had some, well, I don't know if people are drinking or if you're using pills or what you're doing before you write to me, but the stupid stuff you do right reflects stupidity instead of intelligence, and it's a bit much to handle. And I'm not very graceful at dealing with fools, so you might want to cut it out, because you really look stupid. So, to me anyway. Maybe you're thinking that it's pretty cute and pretty sly and nobody's going to notice, but we notice. Okay? So, anyway, I thought I'd kind of give you some tips of what I do to not be depressed. One of them is doing videos and telling stupid people to stop being stupid. That makes me feel better, because if you are being stupid, I have that right, especially if it's directed towards me. And I used to take long baths. I don't a whole lot anymore. Um, it's kind of painful, actually. I should soak in some Epsom salts. That would help my muscles, though, even though I've been feeling a little bit better for a couple days here. But yeah, take a shower, read a book, or turn some music on and dance, or do something. Go for a walk. When I'm feeling bummed, I'll go outside, and then I find stuff to do out there, because I've got the yard to do it, and always something to do, something around. But or I'll just do housework and keep busy and keep my mind off of stuff, or play a game, or go on Facebook, or, like I said, make a video. Next time you have an urge to write something stupid, make a video and ask God to give you words before you speak, or maybe before you even write would be a good idea, or maybe before you pass a post around, or do the things you do in your life. And I'm going to touch on this. If you're living in sin, you don't want to die in your sin. If you were to die tomorrow, what are you doing today that you're going to have to face God with if you don't correct it for yourself? That's something to ask yourself. Am I going to need correcting? Is he going to spank me? What's up? You know, because you're not going to get away with it. In fact, like any good parent, and I'm talking about the good ones, can give you that look, and you don't want that look out of God. Believe me, you'd be a lot better off to correct your mistakes right now before you have to face the big guy. That's just a word of advice. So I don't know who this video was really meant for, but I just felt like I had to say a little more on that depression thing because narcissists really want you depressed. They're miserable. They really are. They pretend like they're on top of the world, but they're the most miserable people you will ever meet. And I think in every good person's life, Satan has put a narcissist to try and make you take your life or make you miserable or unhappy or cry or drive off a cliff or whatever the case may be. Drink or do drugs or whatever. That's exactly what they want. Really, they derive a certain amount of pleasure out of your displeasure. So don't give it to them. I don't. I'm a fighter. Did you notice? Yeah, bet you did. But so that's why I came back on here to say something about it because yeah, you ain't gonna shut me up. And I was really when I was little I was raised that ain't is not a word. And then I think it was like 1981 or so they put it in the Webster dictionary and I was like, ain't that just cool? They put my word in there, you know. There's one that's not in there that I have for stupid people that I used to say in the 70s. Haven't really heard it a lot, but I have heard it. Fuckwad was my word for people. So maybe that'll get popular. Use your imagination to what that means. I wonder. Anyway, well, I'm gonna let you go. Have a very good day or night or day, wherever you're at. Thank you. I hope something I said touched your heart. If you follow me and you like me, but you can't stand me, I know a lot of people like that. I wish you the best. Literally, the best. But if you come against me, you'll be coming against the best and you will be sorry. I will make you sorry. Because you can't treat somebody that's really got a good heart like crap and feel good about it because you're dirty inside. So don't be dirty, okay? Peace. Talk to you soon.